And good morning, everyone. I'm Helen from Lingnan University. Our study is a true experiment compare the student performance and the student satisfaction between the face-to-face and online education. Our study was carried out on a science course in Lingnan University. This work was carried out by me and Professor Mark McGinely. I'm making the presentation. Mark gonna be here for the Q&A session. As you may know, the Lingnan University is a liberal arts university. We have 3 faculties: Faculty of Arts, Social Science, and Business. And we do not have science majors. All of our students live in the campus, so we have a fully residential campus. Therefore, we have a close student-teacher interaction. Our course is called The Process of Science. It is a common core course. We have around 400 students each semester. It uses a lecture tutorial mode. In the lecture, all the students sit in a big lecture hall. In the tutorial, we use a small classroom setting. We have around 20 tutorial sessions, which means for each tutorial session, we have maximum 20 students. This picture shows you how this course is organized. We have 4 sessions, 4 modules here: the intended learning outcome, lecture material, tutorial material, and the course assessment. Both the lecture material and the tutorial material is designed based on the intended learning outcome. The lecture material aligns with the tutorial material. The tutorial material informs the lecture material. Both of these are evaluated by the course assessment, which include the midterm and the research project. I'm going to talk the details of the midterm and the research project later. So we have 2 kinds of delivery mode, the face-to-face and online. In the fall 2019, the course is delivered face-to-face. We have 370 students there. In the spring of 2020, the course is delivered online, and we have a similar number of students here. So we use the midterm and the research project to evaluate the student performance, and we use the course teaching and learning evaluation to evaluate the student satisfaction. So let's check out the student performance first. So here shows you the results of the midterm. So you can see here is the students from the face-to-face session. All of the students is here, 370. And they got an average score of 25.2, which is marked by the open square here. For the online session, they got an average score of 25.1, which is marked by the closed square here. So you can say these 2 numbers are very close to each other. If we calculate the p-value, and we got the p-value of 0.61, which is bigger than 0.05, and it indicates the face-to-face and online, they have no statistical difference on the midterm. So for the research project, the face-to-face session, they got an average score of 20. The online session, they got a 24. You can see the p-value is less than 0.001. It indicates the online session and the face-to-face session, they have statistical difference. The online session give a much higher score than face-to-face. Since here we plot in these 2 graphs, use the data from all the students. And we understand here all the students, they are different in gender, they're different in the year of study, and they are also from different faculties. So we try to use these predictor variables to say if these variables gonna affect the face-to-face or online outcome. So here we show the data from the face-to-face session and the online session. Let's take the face-to-face session as an example. If we classify the students by gender, then for the face-to-face session, we have 140 students are male, and 230 students are female. If we classify them by year of study, the majority of them are from year 2, so on and so forth. So here shows you the results of the midterm. So all of these are the midterm. So you can say these are the year of study, the gender, and the faculty. So for example, the year 1 is marked in yellow and the year 2 in green. So, and this is a face-to-face in open square and online in the closed square. So you can say, let's take the year 1 student as an example. So you can say the year 1 face-to-face, year 1 online, the p-value is 0.45. So there's no statistical difference between them. So you can see all of the p-values here are bigger than 0.05. So indicate no difference on midterm. So let's check out the research project. So as you can see here, let's take the male student as an example. You can say male from face-to-face and male from online. You can say the p-value is less than 0.001. So it indicates there is a statistical difference in the research project. So to summarize, the key point in this page is gonna be for the midterm, the online students and the face-to-face students, they have comparable scores. But for the research project, online student got a higher score than face-to-face student. So since the midterm examines the student's ability to understand and to apply, since this kind of ability belongs to the medium order analytical skills according to the Bloom taxonomy. So we say the online education and face-to-face education, they are equally effective in the development of the medium order analytical skills. The research project, on the other hand, tests the ability of analysis, evaluation, and synthesis. It belongs to high-order analytical skills. So we say the online education is more effective than face-to-face in the development of the high-order analytical skills. So we say our experiment is a true experiment. So now I'm gonna explain to you why we say we have a true experiment. So between the face-to-face and online, we have something constant, something unchanged, which include the course material, the teachers, who is Mark and me, and we have the same grading rubrics. So all of these are the same between face-to-face and online. And also all of our students are non-science majors, so they should have a comparable background knowledge of science. They should have comparable skills of science. And also with our data indicate they're independent to the year of study, gender, and faculty. So we can say the students in our study are randomly assigned to the face-to-face and online session. So we technically achieved this, right? So that is why we see we achieved a true experiment. Since in the previous studies, they achieved the quasi experiment. Since in their study, the students have the right to choose either online or face-to-face. But in our study, technically, we achieve that the students are randomly assigned to the face-to-face or online. So that's the major difference between our study and the previous studies. So in other words, the delivery mode is the only factor that affects the student's performance. So we have go through the student's performance. Now let's check out the student's satisfaction. So we understand the student's satisfaction is assessed by the course teaching and learning evaluation. We call it the CTLE. The CTLE include 26 questions. So traditionally, we take it paper-based. When we take it paper-based, we got the high response rate that is 80%. But here in our study, during the face-to-face session, due to the social unrest in Hong Kong, and the CTLE was performed online. For the online session, due to the outbreak of the COVID-19, also online. So both of them are both of the CTLE from these sessions are conducted online, which resulted in the low response rate of 15%. So you can say this is the data from those two sessions. For the face-to-face session, we got the 4.6 score, and for the online session, lower. So you can say the students favors more the face-to-face education. So here we try to summarize the comments from the students. So you can say we got the face-to-face and online, the positive and the negative. So you can say here, here I'm gonna highlight two important points here. So you can say in the face-to-face session, the students value the teachers are approachable. For the online session, they give the negative feedback. The student-teacher online interaction is not enough. So you can say combine the positive point here and the negative point here. You can we can conclude the students value the student-teacher interaction. Another point is the teacher structure the presentation well. Here, the online course was not well organized. So we can see the students, they favor the well-organized course material and the well-organized presentation. So based on the comments here, we figured out two important points. We call it the good practice for online education. Point one is the course design and course management. Point two is the student-teacher interaction. So we try to illustrate these 2 points here. For the course design and course management, we try to explain it in three points: create the course content, structure the course flow, and organize the course activity. So for the create the course flow, create the course content, we try to envision the course from the very beginning, and then we adopt the content from the face-to-face course. This is very useful, especially when we have a limited amount of preparation time, since the COVID-19 happened just suddenly. And when we do so, we also try to use the manageable chunks. So we do not just upload a 2-hour long lecture, which gonna kind of make the students make it very difficult for the students to locate the course materials. When we structure the course flow, we find it's very useful to recap and wrap up some key points, which gonna help the students to understand how the different points are connected, how the different chapters are connected. When we organize the course activity, we keep the group discussion. So we use the Zoom breakout rooms to keep this. For the student-teacher interaction, we use teachers' immediate response. We achieve this by the real-time online class and the real-time consultation hour. And also we develop an online course forum. So the students can post their questions anytime, and we're going to reply them within 1 or 2 days. So as we talked, we achieve the students group discussion by the Zoom breakout rooms. It's a very good function here. To sustain the students' motivation, we use we post the answers to the students' assignment. For the common mistakes, we make a video and give a video feedback to their mistakes. And also we use the email to remind the students the important dates, the important announcements. The students appreciate this. So to summarize, the online education is equally effective to face-to-face education in the development of the medium-order analytical skill. It is more effective in the development of the high-order analytical skill. Even so, the students in our study, they favor the face-to-face education. This may be due to the tradition of the Lingnan University, since we have a close student-teacher interaction. And based on our data, we find 2 important points for the online education. Point 1 is a well-designed course and well-managed course material. And point 2 is a close student-teacher interaction. So this is our presentation. Thank you.